And my daughter Erin said to me today that something about the players play, and I'm going to shake it off and move forward. Any questions?
You're the fucking best players love you!
That is not my daughter.
Not his daughter.
Wow.
Good morning, everybody. It's time for your morning ice. Welcome, everybody. It's in the Crease with Tommy C, and I'm with none other than newsman, bluesman, Jeff Huffman. We're going to be going the night in hockey and all this other garbage and what have you, and I slept in today, and I just didn't know what attention was going on, but we're live. We're ready to do it for you and yours. What's happening, the Huffman?
Not much, but can you please explain or tell me the dialogue of that lady?
Well, I say we go right back into it again. It's Paul MacLean saying goodbye to everybody in Ottawa, right. And then apparently he has a big fan. Here we go.
And my daughter Erin said to me today that something about the players play, and I'm going to shake it off and move forward. Any questions?
You're the fucking best players love you! You're the best! Come on!
That is not my daughter.
Wow.
You're the fucking best, Paul MacLean! You're the fucking best! Well, we went over ad nauseum yesterday, me and DV's Dave, and we were talking. It's just unbelievable to me that all the reports that are coming out of Canada. I can't believe I didn't do my lighting right. It's all fucked up. But anyway, it's really unbelievable to me that all the reports coming out of there are just related to, he wasn't very approachable. He wasn't approachable. What would you want him to talk about? You want to talk about the time, you had to, your balls didn't come out, you had to have the doctor pull them out? I mean, what the fuck is going on? And it's just, it's really amazing to me. So what a cool way for Paul MacLean to go out. And not only that, he's had awesome. A lot of like kind of funny quotes. The whole Brendan Prust Bug-Eye Walrus thing 2 years ago, that was hysterical. Or is that 2 years ago? Yeah, it's pushing 2 years. That was hysterical. He's always been quite kind of funny to the media without actually being like straight up rude, which is always impressive to me. If you can be snarky but not rude, which is, yeah, no, I couldn't do that. And I don't know if there shouldn't have been some kind of shakeup in Ottawa, but certainly, this is no way to run a hockey team, and this is no way to reward players for basically. I mean, I'm thinking that what Paul did is he gave these guys the benefit early on, formed relationships with them, and then when those guys got comfortable, they never improved their play, and they never actually pushed themselves or motivated themselves. So he started being a dick. This is a little leadership lesson, something that I noticed in the military. If you're going to be a dick, see it through. If you're going to be a player's coach or a soldier's coach or a soldier's soldier, both leadership styles have their value. I like the one that you're a cock. I think that's the fear factor works. Ask the guys on the night.
You got to stick with one.
Mm-hmm. I think you do, and both styles do have value. I preference one, but you really got to see through. You can't flip that, and I can't help but wonder if that's what was going on in Ottawa. And you certainly, I mean, look, the coach is always going to get the blame, sort of like the quarterback gets the blame in football.
Washington, they've gone through. They may go through another coach this year just because of RG3 because he's being a dick.
Yeah,
but they're gonna blame the coach.
They're gonna blame the coach. I don't. Yeah, I hear all these reports about RG. I don't want to get into that. I actually like to get into that offline But I liked him. I thought he was like.
Thank you for all the draft picks, Washington, and great move by Jeff Fisher sending out pretty much every player we got for him to the coin toss. That was fucking hilarious.
But going on with leadership and stuff like that, I think that's what may happen here. Well, but I mean, these players in Ottawa should be embarrassed. He was approachable. He's not now. Well, that's not why you're not winning. You know, his ability to be a psychological counselor is not going to make one bit of difference. I mean, where do these guys get off? Where do they think? If you think like that, you're never going to be a winner. Certainly, you're not going to live up to your potential. You know, hockey's like everything else. You got to push yourself to the limits, and you know, basically do what you're told, and you have to even do the things that the people that see over you. If you think they're stupid, you got to see them through, because then it really does fall on the coach. If you're doing all the things the coach is telling you, and you're doing your absolute best, whether you agree with it or not,
You're doing what the coach tells you. I mean,
it's on him.
Can't really put much blame on yourself.
No. And I think the principles are the same in the military as I've mentioned this a bunch of times. I think the principles are the same in the military as they are in high-end sports. And, you know, I've had to do it, and it sucks. But look, I mean, who thinks Ottawa's making the playoffs this year? Who thinks that they're going to be a factor? Who thinks they're going to be turned around? I mean, the coach was Paul Murray. He goes in right away and says, well, you know, I mean, maybe the players had a point. So we've already set the standard that the new coach has to kiss the player's ass if he wants to keep his job. But they're going nowhere, and he'll probably get canned by the end of the year. It's just it's a damn shame. I'm not against cleaning house. Sometimes you got to shake things up, but it sounds like they shook up the wrong part. They needed to shake up the players, but the problem was with shaking up the players, then you got to get rid of guys like Carlson and then, you know,
Which they're not going to do.
No, they're not going to do that. I mean, I don't know how they could financially justify this. You know, there is that aspect of it. How do they financially justify getting rid of a player like that? Now, I don't know for a fact if he's a part of the problem, but he's certainly one of the big leaders of the team, and I think he shares some of the blame. You know, when I was a kid, when coaches got fired, whether there was a problem or not, what the players usually did when they talked to the media, they would say, when a coach gets fired, it's the player's fault. And it is. I think that's a little more accurate. You guys couldn't do it.
Couple coaches before Hitchcock, you know, Andy Murray, Davis Payne, you know, the Blues leadership says, you know, it's on us that they're not here.
It's on us. It's on us.
They came out right away and said that both times.
Yeah, I don't want. I was a little worried when John Tortorella, because the type of guy that he was, and I think to a lesser extent, I think to some extent the Rangers stopped playing for him. He had been there almost half a decade at that point, and I don't think that's.
Sometimes you do need a new voice in there.
You do, absolutely. I think that's the case in Detroit. I think Mike Babcock's got to go, not because he's ever done anything wrong. I mean, he's a fantastic.
Need a new voice.
In fact, I tell you something. If that's what they really should think about, I'd be trying to make moves on Babcock, because the Detroit Red Wings are never going to be anything other than a talented pack team that's just going to, you know, slip into the playoffs this year, maybe make a deep run, but that's about it. There's too many younger, faster teams. Like even I would even throw the Blues, the Kings, and of course the fire.
Well, not after last night for LA, after losing to Buffalo 1-0.
Yeah, let me see that last night's game. I did not get to see the highlights on this, but it does appear that Buffalo is trying to put themselves out of the Connor McDavid sweepstakes. I really wonder if that's so wise. You know, and speaking of that, I wish I would have wrote this down, but I was doing notes for yesterday's show, and I noticed that I noticed that TSN players staff. I really should have wrote this down, because I really should. We're actually encouraging certain teams to tank for Connor McDavid, which is really repulsive. I think we got a phone call. Can you believe that? We don't usually get phone calls on the freeze. And I'd be happy to take it. And let's see if you come in or not. Shot from the point. You're on the air.
There we go.
Hello? You hang up.
Tommy, what's going on?
Roy from Florida. What's happening, buddy?
Tomorrow night, Krejci and Char is coming back.
Tomorrow night, what? Say it again. I can't even hear you.
Tomorrow night, Chara and Krejci will be on the ice.
Okay. Chara, Krejci back on the ice. Now, where did you hear this, by the way?
WEEI.
We didn't get, we just searched a bunch of articles before we went on. We didn't hear anything about Chara coming back, only that he may come back later this week, but I guess that article turned out to be true. So Chara and Krejci are coming back. You realize it's not going to have as big an impact as you hope, right, Roy?
No, it's going to be big, man. We're taking over.
I doubt it.
Coming back.
I don't know if you're taking over, but
I don't think so either. But
the Bruins are coming back, and everything's going to go our way.
yeah, right here from the Boston Bruins Twitter feed. Could get Chara back Thursday against Chicago.
no kidding.
Yeah.
Well, it could look. It couldn't be too little, too late. But I think they have a problem. They have a whole different rank of problem. I think they have an identity.
Not seeing
issue
anything
with
about
Boston.
Krejci though.
Yeah. Where does Boston stand overall in the standings over there?
Give me one moment here, and I will have it for you.
So call that up. So you really believe, Mr. Roy, that these guys are going to come in and just change the whole outlook of the team? I mean, look, it's good to get your captain back.
Boston is 5th in the Atlantic.
5th in the Atlantic. That's still in a playoff spot, is it?
I
don't think so.
I'm not sure. It doesn't give me the
They
conference
don't usually
standings
put
on
those
the-
out until later. Well, here's the thing, Roy. It better have an impact.
They're still in.
They're still in
believe
it.
it's-
It better have
I
an
believe
impact because I would say January and February, which is always a really underrated month, you got to pick up some wins. They got to go on winning streaks.
Yeah,
if
they're 7th.
Otherwise, you're going to find yourself in a situation that Detroit was in like 2 years ago where they barely slipped in. So, good luck, Mr. Roy.
Yeah, they're 7th
All
in the
right.
East.
Thanks for calling. Take care, buddy. Roy from Florida. Always a big Boston Bruins fan.
Yes.
And doesn't care about John Bellevue.
There's 3 teams actually tied for 1st in the East.
3 teams tied. What? Name those teams, by the way.
Okay, Penguins,
Mm-hmm.
Lightning, and the Red Wings.
Yeah, they are probably the best teams in the East. No doubt about it. No doubt about
And
it.
the Islanders and Canadians are right behind them.
Where are my Rangers at? They're in a playoff spot, right?
I just turned it off.
turned it off.
Your Rangers are 4th
right.
in the Metropolitan.
Yeah.
You're behind the Bruins, actually, in the East.
But 4th in the Metropolitan. All right. Well, we're 4th in the Metropolitan, but we're 4th in the playoff spot in the East.
No, you're 4th in the Metropolitan in
Yeah.
the entire Eastern Conference. You are. Let me do my math here.
All right.
Okay, the Bruins are 7th. The Capitals would be 8th. You're actually a point behind the Panthers.
Are you
I think
kidding
you're,
me?
by my math,
Oh, great.
you are 10th.
How come there doesn't seem
Rangers-
to be too much panic in New York then? That's not really 10th, so that's not a playoff spot.
You're only 1 point out of a playoffs, or
It's
2
still
points out of
crowded. They got to go on a winning streak. They've been looking better. They got a fucking, damn near a 19-goal scorer. I mean, how about Jamie Benn popping 20? I mean, Jesus, you got 2 guys on pace for 50 this year. That would be interesting. It's not Jamie Benn. What's his name? Sagan.
Yes, I was.
He's got like
yeah.
22 goals or something like that, right?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah,
Leading,
we'll go with
22.
that. We'll go with that.
Yeah, leading scorers are you got Sagan, Nash, Stamkos, and Tarasenko.
What about you? Speaking of those Blues, we've released. We've hit a little bit of a dull spot with them lately. Correct? They
Yeah.
What do you think the problem is over there? If there is one.
Just playing shitty hockey. I mean, that's really all it boils down to.
Yeah.
Playing like shit. They looked like dog shit against Chicago. Looked like
Yeah.
dog shit against the Predators. Looked dog shit in the first period against the Islanders, letting up 3 goals. And then the second period of that Islanders game, they turned into a completely different team. And then they beat the Panthers, what was it, Monday night? Yeah, they beat the Panthers Monday night.
That's a must-win. I mean, you got to beat those teams.
Yeah,
Jeez.
they played very well first period, scored 2 goals. Played like dog shit the second period, gave up 2 goals. Played real well the third period, scored 2 goals. One of them was an empty netter, but
What are they? I mean, the thing is, I tried to cover this article. Was it 2 weeks ago, I think, or whenever, and it was it was when the Blues are hot, and it mentioned, are the Blues just a rough team, or are they just a bunch of bullies? Came from some stupid, is that the Blues' identity? Do they just kind of just pound you, and then they use their?
I don't think
weapons?
that they play dirty. I think they're a
play
rough
dirty
team
either, and they're mean
They're
as fuck. The Blues
Oh,
are mean.
yeah.
Yeah, they're mean mother. And Backus is a mean SOB too.
Yes, he is. Backus can do it all.
Yeah,
I love
he really
I
can.
love Backus.
Yeah, I mean, I like players like that. I don't think them like. I mean, who cares how you win? You know what it is? I think the Blues are a little bit of a threat to advanced stats. If they are successful, being physical and intimidating, then that's kind of threatening to advanced stats.
We got a pretty intimidating fourth line: LaPierre, Ryan Reeves, and Steve Ott.
Yeah, I mean, it does. Steve. Yeah, those guys. That's a really good point.
And LaPierre and Reeves can put the puck in the net too. LaPierre did it Monday night.
I really believe you guys are going to Stanley Cup Finals this year. I really do believe that.
We need one more goal score. I believe that's all we need.
I don't know if you can't do it then, or maybe you need another guy to step up. Maybe get some
fucking
chemistry.
Berglund, do
Second
something.
line chemistry. Well, maybe it's time to make a move too. Maybe
They're talking about trade Patrick Berglund for Jordan Eberle.
Yeah. Going over the ticker right now, Ilya Bryzgalov, legendary Ducks goalie, was actually picked up by the Ducks for 1 year. It's so funny.
How many goalies do they have on their roster?
Oh, God, I mean, look, it might be over.
I want to say 5.
It's like everybody's trying to catch magic with a bottle with Brodeur and Scott Gomez and.
Brodeur's playing pretty well.
Yeah, he's looking well. His stats aren't jumping off the charts, but I mean, he's getting the wins, which is ultimately what you want.
Got hung out to dry against Nashville.
Yeah, I don't think anybody thought. I think they did kind of let him down, and I guess he's been really well received over there. In
got a huge standing ovation.
That's
Monday
great.
night.
Well, that's kind of cool. I imagine that's
start.
kind of cool. It's like, but I can't help to think, but like Bobby Orr in a Chicago Blackhawks jersey, it's just like so fucking weird to me to see Brodeur in that jersey. I mean, maybe it doesn't mean anything to you, but growing up.
No, I completely get it.
Yeah, it's just like it's a weird, strange thing. But I know we wish the best for Marty. Now, we don't have to worry about him anymore. That's another thing. And if he does well over there, and I guess, I mean, it might be about ego, but it looks to me like Brodeur just really wants to play hockey, and it's tough.
Yeah.
Ask Jaromir Jagr. It's tough to let go. By the way, they were drafted the same year, if I'm not mistaken. So we got two guys left from my generation. 2 guys left. That's it.
Those are
Jaromir
really the
Jagr.
only 2?
What's that?
Those are the only 2?
I'm trying to think. Another guy?
Yeah,
That's
Jagr,
really it.
Brodeur.
Alfie retired. He was
Yeah.
Players that were in when I was in high school. So it would be Alfie. Alfie's gone. Marty's gone. Marty came up when I was in high school.
Gonchar.
Sergei Garcia. Is he still playing around?
He's in Montreal.
Yeah, you got him. But he was never really a superstar, was he?
No, not really. But
Nice long career though. He obviously took good care of himself.
who else?
Let me touch on the other thing. We didn't go over this too with the Paul MacLean incident. He was actually referencing some Taylor Swift lyrics. And I
wouldn't know anything about that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's the wrong show, guys. The John Bellevue Memorial game was beautiful. They actually retired a seat in his name, and they put the logo.
Cool.
You got to really, as much as I can't stand those Frenchies sometimes, you got to, I'm saying I can't stand them. That's not right. But I just, I want to beat it's a hockey rival. I want to beat the Frenchie team. But you really got to admire the class, this organization, and how they take it seriously. And I think maybe the players were reminded what it means to be a Hab. And maybe, because apparently Jean Bellevue...
They were comparing Bellevue to Stan Musial here in St. Louis. Kind of had the same effect.
Yeah, well, he had Stan Musial had a long Iron Man streak too as well, correct? Is that what he's famous for? My father, by the way, you said Stan Musial. My father loved Stan Musial, and I've been inundated with Stan Musial stories growing up. He was just one of those. He's like one of those guys that played another team. Like you really like Jeter. That was his.
He's a guy. He's a guy that you can't hate.
Yeah, he's a guy.
A guy you cannot not like.
Strangely enough, my father loved Ted Williams, Boston Red Sox, and Stan Musial. I think those are his two favorite players. And if I'm not mistaken, he used to hit rockets. He really hit a lot of hard line drives. All right, we're in baseball. That's not what we're supposed to be doing. I wouldn't mind talking about baseball, but I don't really pay attention to what's going on.
Just making the comparison between the two.
I don't think I can name one player outside the Yankees in Major League Baseball these days. I just it totally.
Oh,
really?
I
It's
don't
that
believe
bad.
you.
I probably could name a player on fucking Cubs because Down on Dave talks about it, but I don't think I could. Yeah, it doesn't do it for me any well. The National Hockey League is allowing a potential Las Vegas owner to test test interest in market. I wonder what that means. Like, what is he gonna do? Like, hand out leaflets? I mean, like, do you want to go to a hockey game? Well, yeah, sure. Well, it's about $70 a ticket. I'm gonna play poker. There's a $70 buy-in for a fucking Omaha tournament. This has to be the worst idea ever, especially with the potential healthy market in Quebec. And I just rather see Canadian teams. It's a Canadian game. I mean,
It's Canadians' fucking game.
It's a Canadians game. I mean, I have no problem with that either as an American. I don't.
I don't either.
Yeah, I don't want to fuck up their shit.
Like,
Yeah.
You got football and baseball here in America.
Yeah, we got our own. Basketball was invented in Rutgers, New Jersey. I mean, we got our stuff. I mean, I don't know. I think that's why I was attracted to.
I don't care where the game's from. I don't care.
Yeah, but I think that's part of it was its initial attraction. It was just. It wasn't ridiculously unusual. It wasn't like I was watching these elephants kick around a soccer ball in India. I guess that's some kind of sport or something. That's pretty bizarre. It was just unusual enough and just different enough from the New York sports team that made me attracted to it. But you grew up in, although while there hasn't been a shit ton of players that have come from St. Louis, St. Louis has always been a blues town. I mean, it's definitely. The Blues are a well supported hockey team.
Ever since they came here in '67.
They just people love those Blues and you, like I said, other than I really can't think of it. Pat LaFontaine's probably your most famous player that came.
Yeah.
Pat LaFontaine, who was great player. He could be a mean son of a bitch too one time. I miss guys like Pat LaFontaine. I do.
Even those awful years after the first strike.
They still support it. Yeah,
Yeah,
they just
06, 07.
It's just a really, really super solid franchise.
19 fucking wins.
And then the
Patrick Lalime was our fucking goalie.
Well, there you go, Patrick Lalime. But you had Keith Tkachuk.
Our captain was Dallas Drake.
Dallas Drake.
And then we had brought in Eric Brewer.
Yes. That you did. And you traded him for?
Oh, just some guy named Chris Pronger.
Yes, you did. Well, welcome, and I hope you enjoyed Blues Chat today.
Yeah.
I'm sure you didn't mind. Let's go over last night's game in the National Hockey League. The National Hockey League, my favorite hockey league, the only one we're talking about. Chicago goes 3-1 over the New Jersey Devils in a final in the shootout. Devils lose another shootout. Another shootout. What a pot. Making the playoffs one shootout loss at a time. The Philadelphia Flyers, they go on the Columbus Blue Jackets at home in overtime. The Los Angeles Kings, Stanley Cup champions, Los Angeles Kings, they actually go down to the Connor McDavid sweepstakes and not improving their chances. Montreal with the Jean Bellevue Memorial game. They can't lose this one. They don't lose this one. Habs over Nucks 3-1. That's the final. The Washington Capitals, they take the Tampa Bay Lightning in a pretty big win, 5-3. The Calgary Flames get crushed by the Toronto Maple Leafs. Toronto desperately need that win to improvement of morale over there. They take it 4-1. The Islanders, in a game that had featured a very controversial hit, get taken by the Minnesota North Stars. It's the North Stars. I hate that name, the Wild. It's dumb. Winnipeg Jets over the Dallas Stars. Oh, we didn't play that little meme. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow. I'll show that tomorrow. We didn't play the meme. We don't got time for it. They take the Stars 5-2 5-2 at home. 5-2-2. You can't say 5-2. Nashville keeps it rolling. They go over the Colorado Avalanche 3-0. The Edmonton Oilers get crunched again, crunched by the San Jose Sharks. And in tonight's game in the National Hockey League, there is an epic classic coming up. Toronto and Detroit, Original Six showdown. Whether that goofball from ESPN likes it or not. I like the Original Six. The late night game, watch the Edmonton Oilers get pounded with a Corey Perry-less Anaheim knucklehead, Ducks heads, Mighty Ducks. Yeah, that's right, bitches. That's the way it's going, bitches. Thank you very much for being on the show, Mr. Jeff Huffman.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for filling in because we lost Dead on Dave and we lost Dead on Dave and we lost and then what's his name couldn't fill in, so you were my third. You were sloppy thirds.
Okay, cool.
Maybe we'll bring you on a little more often. Maybe that would be a little more fair, right?
All right.
You want it? Are you able to do it? I mean,
Yeah, just finished my last final yesterday.
all right, maybe we'll bring you on. Maybe we'll rotate all fucking three out of there. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, everybody, for listening to Increase Tommy C. Check out Shot from the Point. 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday. The most badass hockey broadcast, news broadcast in the world. Man, nobody does it like us. Nobody does it like Shot from the Point. The Fans Network. Yeah, it's a boys' club, but you can call if you're a girl. It's not a problem, unless you're some kind of feminist kook. No feminist kooks allowed. So check it out next time. We're going to be doing more, and we'll be finishing up our final episode for the week, Thursday, with Dead on Dave and Delicious Dave. Delicious Dave. Also, check out Spectrum Gaming 6.7 for Monetize This. A guy talk show. A guy, we say dirty words. And don't apologize to kooky feminists who are my new sworn enemies. Talking to a lot of women that hate them, too. Ugh, feminists, disgusting people. We'll see you next time, everybody. Goodbye.